What's up, y'all? It's your boy M.O.G. Mervin coming through just to talk to y'all a little bit. In a good mood. I'm celebrating right now for the fifth year after First Timothy 6, 11, and 12, which is my first album. Man, it's just been a long road. It's been a blessed road. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ups and downs, things I had going on. That first year, First Timothy 6, it started. I was on a record label called Grip Dog, and we had some issues, so we parted ways. And then later on, we came back to kind of start putting together what would have been First Timothy 6, 11, and 12. But he ended up passing away. But I thank God that we patched things up before he passed away. You know, moving forward, I got with another record label that I don't even want to mention the name of. You know what I mean? It's not even worth it. But I started going over there with them, you know, doing some music, doing things. They wanted me to do some shows I wasn't cool with, but I figured, hey, I'm putting my own money into it. I just need a place to record. So I went with them. And after the contract was signed, I mean, it was just a mess. It was just a whole mess, you know. But I kept going anyway. But, you know, the music was getting done. I mean, the beats, the studio time, all the lyrics, everything was coming together. Then I got my website and then t-shirts, and the Lord really started blessing me, moving me along, even though I knew I wasn't supposed to be over there. So I knew the Lord was going to pull me out of there at some point in time. So it got to a point where that label started getting jealous. They started getting jealous of everything I had going on, everything I was doing. So they wanted to tighten up their grip on me. So I got to the point where I just left. You know what I mean? I left the label, left the whole situation, left the management, left all of that foolishness. I shouldn't have been over there anyway, but got to a point where I'm like, hey, I want to keep the music. I'm going to keep the beats. You know, they came with some stupid stuff like, oh, you got to give us this crazy amount of money, and, you know, if we leave, we're going to sue you for studio time and whatever. I was like, go ahead, sue me for the studio time. I don't care. But, you know, reading the contract, it was a little clause in there that said, hey, the record label pays for all studio time. So that basically got me out of the deal. It was said and done. I was able to walk away, but I didn't have the beats, and that was the big part of the album. So I'm telling you, driving one day, and God told me to look. I looked up, saw a phone number, Daniel Dagnott of RDR Studios. I called that number, talked to him. We got into a little discussion. Told him who I was, what I wanted to do. Came over to the studio, man, and we just started vibing. But in the middle of that, I started running out of money. You know what I mean? So I shut it down. But he called me the next day, and he was like, look, I heard this voice. I see what you want to do. And the voice of God told me to let you come and record for free. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was a blessing. I went back over there. We started recording. I said, here's the problem. I don't have the beats. They took all the beats. They took all the sound. He said, well, do you have any of the tracks? I said, yeah, I have all the tracks, but I don't own it. So we did a little research. They didn't own the beats. They never put copyrights on the beats. So basically, he was like, I can recreate all of it. So we sat there and we recreated all of the beats, all of the sounds, and made them 10 times better than what they were. And I thank God for this brother who was a real musician. We recreated every beat that I had with the other record label, put copyrights on it. Therefore, we have the beats. The beats are ours. You know what I mean? I thank God for that. But we started working, I believe, a year later. We put out First Timothy 6, 11, and 12, and we just took our time with it and made it work. And I'm just so grateful that happened. But I wanted to come by, let y'all know that's what it was 5 years after First Timothy 6, 11, and 12. I'm probably going to do 5 parts to this. This is part 1. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to make it too long. But I'm doing this, getting ready for the new album, which is entitled Peculiar, which will be out next year. You know, and I know people are saying, hey, it's been 5 years since the last album. But what you have to understand about me, I don't put out music just to put out music. I wait till the Spirit of God prompts me to do music. There's a lot of people out here just putting out music. They put out so much music that the music it has no effect. You know, it's not leading anyone to Jesus. No one feels anything. That's because they're so caught up in the industry. I gotta put out music, put out music, put out music to get that money, to get that money, get that money. It ain't about that with me. It never has. If that's what it was, I've been dropping music every day. I'll be dropping music every single day. But it's more so about the ministry, about winning souls. That's what I'm about, and y'all know that. So I'm gonna end this right here. If I didn't introduce myself, I'm M.O.G. Mervin. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Look out for parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe part 5. Getting ready for the new album, which is Peculiar. That'll be coming to y'all. New song coming out too with my boy KD. Thought He Had Me, Still Standing. That'll be out in December. Holla at y'all. Peace.